Hello, everyone, and all our best and auspicious wishes for this holiday season, the season of lights. And although there are many things going on in the world, we still find time to celebrate or at least come together, meet family, and decorate also, some of us, with lights all over. And during these times, also when it is more family time, one of the traditions in many families and within society also is to watch family movies together. And one of the favorites of many generations is The Beauty and the Beast. And of course, there are many versions of this fairy tale filmed and very glamorous storytelling happening in shows and plays. But it is useful to understand actually where this fairy tale found its origin in terms of spirituality. Many mythological stories and fairy tales, they used to carry a certain message, and still they do. But old stories, they also used to have a spiritual message. And Beauty and the Beast definitely has a spiritual dimension to it. But of course, it gets personified. The beauty becomes a person, and the beast is another one. But when you look at it from the spiritual perspective, actually, all of us there have these both sides within us. There is the beauty and there is the beast. And depending on who is dominant, depending on who we allow to emerge, to be fed, that is what becomes manifest. And so it is a very nice way to, a playful way to go about your own spiritual journey. Who is thinking now? Is it the beauty or is it the beast thinking? Who is using this body to perform actions? Is it the beauty or is it the beast? Who is the one speaking? Who is the one looking? Who is the one interacting with others? And so if we look at ourselves, another way to say it, there is an angelic side to our nature, and there is a not so angelic side to our nature. And that not so angelic side is sometimes very big and very strong. So all the things that we know as vices or negativity, it comes from that beast side within us. And all of us have these two sides. But the good news is that the beast or the opposite of the angel, it is not innate. It is acquired nature. So the inner being, the being of consciousness, is innately beautiful, is innately filled with angelic qualities and angelic nature. But over time, we lost and ignorance crept in, and attachments came in, and ego comes in, and desires and expectations, and this ignorance makes us believe that there is emptiness, and then we need, and want and take. And if we can't take, if we don't get, we get angry or depressed. So that beast side is secondary to losing awareness of our true nature, losing awareness of the self as a spiritual being, imperishable being, a being that innately has all these higher natures, higher qualities like peace and freedom and wisdom and purity. So by being exposed to a not so perfect world, we forget about that higher nature within the self. And then the beast takes over. Now the solution is quite simple. Stop feeding the beast. Acknowledge, value, and nurture the beauty inside. And then the beast will turn back into a prince. As the story goes. The beauty embraces the beast, but then the beast ultimately turns out to be a prince. Something similar is here also. The real self is beautiful. The real self is innately royal. But our weakness, you could say, is what happened over time is we forgot. And we forgot to such an extent that we don't believe it even anymore. We start to identify with the beast and forget that royal nature inside. But the solution is easy. The solution is acknowledge again, recognize again the beauty. And one easy way to acknowledge it for ourselves is look what you long for. Your longings, the things that you deep inside want and make effort for, things like love and peace. You do that because there is an inner reverence for it. There was a time when that was experienced fully. Otherwise, you wouldn't long for it. And so to acknowledge your own higher nature, to begin to recognize and explore that, and to expose yourself to higher knowledge and to God through meditation. So let's have a few moments of meditation, and don't fight with the beast inside, but stop feeding it. Don't create negative thoughts. Don't allow those cyclical, repetitive thoughts. Don't allow that nature of impatience or anger. Don't feed it. And begin to nurture the awareness and the recognition of the self as a spiritual being, a timeless, innately divine spiritual being, child of the Supreme. So let's have some moments of reinforcing that, nurturing the angel, nurturing the beauty. And meditation is very simple. Within Raj Yoga, the understanding is that meditation or yoga is actually just remembrance. Remembrance of the real self, the invisible being of consciousness, the timeless, peaceful observer. And to just remember that mind of someone who is silent, peaceful observer, a bodiless being, soul, who needs nothing to survive because is immortal, imperishable. Acknowledge and remember the real self is a soul. And the next step becomes also easy, to remember the parent of the soul, the supreme soul, one who never ever enters into ignorance and therefore never ever acquires or enters into that beast awareness, body consciousness or ego. One who is forever peaceful, forever wise, eternally secure. And a simple, useful image that one can have in the mind is that of a tiny star to indicate the soul. And the Supreme Soul also, tiny star, but endlessly benevolent in nature, forever beautiful. And just take some moments of silence to hold this image of light and acknowledge our existence at a non-physical level. Timeless, living light. A being of purity, a being of stillness, a being of light. An observer of this whole physical world, an observer of this body also. Body is the vehicle, but soul is the invisible, timeless observer, silent observer. temporarily a visitor in the realm of matter. Just try and keep only these kinds of thoughts in the mind for just these few minutes. It nurtures the beauty. It nurtures the angelic. If there is a certain conviction and a certain focus, whenever you use the word I in thought or in words, let this image come to mind. A living star, innately filled with beautiful qualities. The beast just represents acquired lower tendencies. But whatever is acquired, one can also let go again. And just come back to essence. Silent, pure, living light. Thank you. And just for the rest of the day and maybe throughout the holiday season, play with this. Beauty or beast? Which one is talking? Which one is acting? Which one is using the eyes? And let us consciously choose for the beauty. And then the beast will also become beautiful. Have a good day.